Hi, my friend. It is Friday. I'm Pat Sloan here with my daily video, and for Friday we have socialites. So first, just take a scan up here. I put all my blocks up on the wall besides the new one. They're up, 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 up. There they go. I'm going to show you the layouts here. I'm going to pop pictures up in a minute. But let's first look at this week's block, which is Courage. It is an awesome block. I love it. This would be fantastic as a scrappy quilt. Could you just see that? It was just all different fabrics, whether you were doing it all like this one, all different greens with maybe the light, or just all different fabrics together. I just think it'd be really cool. So the name of the block is Courage, and today I think it would be awesome to celebrate somebody who has exhibited a lot of courage. We all are showing a lot of courage lately. We still are, but there's that one person that's probably in your life that sticks out as having to have gone that extra mile. So if you want to leave a comment at YouTube, over at my website, just giving that person a great big, virtual hug as to what they have gone through, that would be super cool. I'm doing all of my blocks in Morrison Park. And now let's take a look up on the wall, because you can see I wanted to use all the fabrics in the fabric line. So I have a lot of colors spread around. So I want to be sure that I don't have one section that has all yellow stuck on one side, or all pink, in one side. There is a sort of frame to the middle of this, like a medallion part in the middle. So I am going to put I'll stand on this side. I'm going to put the pictures up here. So first of all is the one for the Fat Quarter Shop, which has a little bit more background. And then I'm using the same thought that Melissa Corey is doing, that has two fabrics for it. So it creates a different kind of a frame rather than the step, like the stair step up and then reversed. Mine will be more like a frame, and that's an idea that she had. So I really like that. And I am going to probably do it like the picture, which is the blue. Use the dark blue print, and then its companion, which is the same print on light. So I think that'll be a really neat effect. And I actually could start making those. They're the same size, no matter if you're doing that, they're the same size as your block. So it's 9, 6, or what were they, 3? Those little baby blocks, oh my goodness, but they're so cute. I did not do any little baby block ones. They were too tiny for me. Too small. But I am doing the 9. So I have a good size quilt, very usable quilt when this is done. So speaking of usable, we weren't, but it's a segue. So yesterday I showed you this panel by Corey Yoder, which from her Figs and Ash, or whatever it's called, line. So this panel, actually, there's a pattern, which, here's the pattern, and it puts one of these applique in the side of the house. So they're really, really darling. That's a really darling pattern. So if you like house quilts, this is a fantastic way to get something really cool with the cheater cloth, because it's not real. I didn't tell you yesterday, but one time my mother-in-law went to an auction, and she saw this quilt up for auction, and it was not a really crazy cool design, but it was kind of neat, and the price was pretty low. So very low, very, very low, like maybe under 20 bucks. And she bid on it, and she won, but she was not really pleased when she went to pick it up. And it turns out it was a cheater cloth. So it was cheater cloth, and it was tied. So you get what you pay for sometimes. Yeah, so she was like, dang. She goes, I thought that was a pieced quilt. But I guess it was one of those auctions you couldn't look at them in advance. She was just like in an audience thing. But anyways, I always think of that when I think of cheater cloths. I think of Madge bringing home this cheater cloth that she wasn't so happy with. But did look pretty. It was a pretty quilt. So I want to do a mail call. I want to say thank you. I got this really darling card from Colleen. Look at this. Look at that card. Isn't that cute? Main Street Landscapes. Let's see the quilt shop. There. and then there's a diner next to it, and then ice cream. Yeah, right, the ice cream on the other side. So cute. She also sent me a fun salvage that I can put with my collection. So I've got another one to go. Look at the little leaves on there. And a few pieces of darling fabric. Look at these. Those are so cute. And this is another piece which has got a great print on it. Thank you, Colleen. That's so nice. Mwah. So nice of you. All right. I am still not having the binding cut for my red and white checkerboard, but I want you to tell me what you think, because I sort of got stuck on which binding color do I pick. So let's let the community look. Here, you know, the reds are all different reds. So in reality, does it really matter? But you know how that goes. We all get kind of stuck at some point, don't we? We're all like, well, you know, I'm gonna make it perfect. So this red and white stripe, candy stripe, is pretty standard, like Christmassy red. That would call it Christmassy red. So I have my Morrison Park bind that I could do as binding, with the little red, you know, with the red with the little dots, which isn't bad. It's a little bit more berry red than this, but it works really well. I also had, running out of room, I also had this, which is what I would call more tomato red. So if you look at that, see, I don't know, can you even tell on camera? What does it look like to you? But it is actually more tomato red. So I'm not sure that I want that. I have a big piece of it, Otherwise, I think I'd have to order. And I was looking here at the fabric that has all the dots that you can get, that, you know, you could, and so there's a whole bunch of different reds in here. These are like real dark, so I could even go, I mean, I could go down like a burgundy like this, which would be kind of interesting. But then there's like the tomato soup red, which is good, and the Christmas red, which is really the red of everything. You know, that's like the stripe. But you can see here, like this chipotle is more orange red, much like this one, but even more so. That one's even got a little bit more orange to it. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you have an opinion? Do any of those like speak to you more than the other? Like you're like, oh, it's got to be this. I'm actually leaning towards the Morrison Park and using that because I have it rather than the tomatoey red one. Oh, and for those of you who have not seen these panels yet, let me show you this. I'm just going to keep it and use it as a reference, but there is a little pattern that you could make. This is a Moda's solid dots. So there you go. So all the colors, so that you can do color matching. But like I just showed you, that's how I'm using it. I'm just keeping it in with my solids. And when I want to match a solid color, I can just go in there and get it and work with it. So I have to figure that out today. I really do. Because if I don't figure it out soon, it's not going to get done. It won't get done. It will get done, but I'm stalling, and it's not like a big deal. I'm putting a little tiny binding on. It isn't going to change the look of the whole quilt that much. I think we stall ourselves. I think all of us do this at some point. There's some small little detail, and we get sort of bogged down in making the decision on it, and that's where I am on that red binding. So let's see. I have, the friendship bracelet blocks. I have 2 of them done for the Jolly Bar 3 sew along. So here is the second one that I did, and here is the first. So there's 2. Now I am not going to sew them together till I get a lot more. There's just 12 of these in the quilt. And somebody wrote me, one of our friends wrote and said, how many do I do a week? Well, if you want to do 3 a week, then in 4 weeks you'll have all the blocks. And then you can set them and then put a border on and get them quilted. So it would be like kind of the whole length then of the sampler sew along. which I have the kitty corn is the first block for the sampler one. Now I am doing a bonus layout that like an alternate layout to the table runner, and I don't have that public yet because I haven't written it yet. All I did was the drawing. So hold on, it'll come in a few days. Maybe, I don't know if I'll have it Monday, probably not. Maybe the next Monday it'll be there, and then we can start using it. Probably the next Monday, definitely not this coming Monday. Okay, it's final. I gotta work on it. So I'm also, if you can see the top of my sewing machine, I have the parts here for the Jolly Bar, for these Jolly Bar 3 quilts, for these guys. And in the top of this rolling cart, under the block, I have all the parts as I'm sewing them. So I have, you know, like stacks of these, and then stacks of the corners done. So, and then the pieces that still have to be, you know, that are just cut. So I'm working out of there. So at least 3 blocks a week is what you should be trying for. And Mondays is when we do another new block for the sampler part. That's on Mondays. Yes. Okay, I have to show you this kit because a couple of you have said, please show us some different kits. Well, golly gee, that's just like of course I'll show you some kits. So I think this is super cute, and it has that fun ombre fabric. So I wanted to show you this guy, this butterfly kit, because what's more fun? What's more fun than ombre and butterflies? Nothing, I say. Okay. This is a pattern that is from Vanessa, who designs the fabric line. And it comes, the kit comes, now you can still get the kit. The kit's available. The kit comes with a tool that she uses, and then all the cool ombre fabric that's in here. So the ombre means it's variegated. That's a fancy word for variegated. Let me just cut in the plastic here. So the kit has all the stuff you need for the top and probably the binding. But the strips are all cut because these butterflies, see the butterflies? The butterflies are all done as strips. And they are these, see how they're variegated? Let me see if I can do this here. I can do it like that. There we go. There you can see the variegated. So there's the variegated green from light to dark. Here's one of the other greens. See that sort of, isn't that cool? Let's see a different color. And because the strips are all in here, you know, they're jelly roll, so this makes it easy. You just sit down and start sewing from the kit. Here's the light pink down to the dark. Here's the purple. I just think working with the ombres is so cool. There's the teal, look at that. It's yummy, and it's got these stars and little paints, like dots, little tiny little dots on it. Oh. Then you have in the kit also has the dark color that you need for the middle of the butterflies, you know, their bodies. And it has the background, I get the word out, the background, which is also this same fabric design on it. Okay, for those of you looking for some fun kits, this is your next one. It's super cute. So the ombre flutter. And I want to make this and play with this ruler. I've not played with this ruler. I can't try to read it backwards. It's a 90-degree triangle tool. The paper's on the, and see here, it's got that little diagram. Can you see that? There. So it's got all the stuff right on it that you need to do, and the pattern tells you how to work with it to create the butterflies. So fun. That would be fun because it's all strips and you just kind of go. Be easy to do. All right, my friend, this is Friday. You're going to go out and make your courage block for the socialites. Maybe put all your blocks up and take a look at them. See how they're coming along. So all the links are down below. You can go over to my website and see the picture of the kit. I love you. Mwah. See you online.